Right, today we are attempting to hike Pico Peak, elevation around 3,900 feet in the Killington area of central Vermont. Now the original plan was Mount Ellen, which is one of the Vermont 4,000 footers and one of the 4,000 footers I need for the New England 67, but I didn't even make it to the trailhead because my car couldn't make it up Appalachian Gap because that road was in that bad of a mess. So just going to take a stroll to the top of Pico Peak on the Sherburne Pass Trail. And it's a ski mountain, so it'd be quite awesome if they had a lodge up there where I could get something warm to eat, like on Killington. Anyway, up we go. Far, the Sherburne Pass Trail is actually on the moderate side as far as grades go. It should be. It's a little under 4 miles to the summit, and we started at 2,100 feet above sea level, so got a little under 2,000 feet of gain. So might be a straight steep section, but overall, knock on wood, I think it's gonna be pretty moderate the whole way. For those of you who are interested, Pico Peak is on the New England 100 highest list of the 100 highest mountains in New England that meet a 200-foot prominence criterion. And also, probably not a bad place to ski either. To diverge a little bit, or digress, whatever. The trail is very, very well packed. So, I left the snowshoes in the car. Hopefully I won't need them, particularly once you hit the ski slopes. Anyway, up we go. Alright, the snowshoe track is no longer a trench, but kind of in line with the rest of the mountainside as far as the snow level goes. Although then again, it's starting to become a little more trench-like. Probably a result of drifting. Anyway, on we go. The woods, they are changing. I believe so. I love when I can see a clear transition from thin woods to the thicker alpine woods. Forgive me, I'm terrible with naming tree genuses or whatever they're called. Nice. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see my destination of the day straight ahead, kind of through the trees. Pico Peak. Unless it's a false summit. You know, ski areas, they tend to have a lot of subsidiary peaks that also have ski trails, at least in my experience. Anyway, onward we continue. Alright, we have our first notable brook crossing of the trip. Unless there's one I passed before that was completely frozen over, and I didn't notice it. Anyway, going, up. Nice. Let's do it. Let's summit Pico Peak for, I believe, number 56 on the New England 100 highest list. But who's counting? Alright, I guess we're playing the switchback game. We're basically doing sporadic switchbacks up the mountainside. Wonder how this trail is going to work its way to the top once we hit the ski portion of the mountain. Just have to wait and see. Alright, we've reached this Pico ski slopes, the first of them anyway. Now I gotta figure out where to go from here. Man, look at this view we're already getting. You can probably see where we were trying to go, Mount Ellen. A lot of other peaks, none of which I know the names for. Sorry if I botched my grammar. Anyway, I'm going to try and find my way up to the trail on that side, and I'll meet you over there if I find it. Alright, we found the Sherburne Pass Trail. That's the first ski slope. And I can tell this is the way because I cannot see my footprints. I was worried for a second that I might have gone through the opening I just came through a little lower down that way, but I'm safe. Anyway, to Pico Summit we go, and I'll catch you farther up it. We're kind of hugging the mountainside right now. As you see, it drops off down there and then goes steeply up there. So I think right now we're going to want to look for the Pico Spur. So anyway, I'll meet you as you get closer to it, or if we get to it, I'll meet you there. Alright, here's something. We've come 2.5 miles in about an hour. Hopefully you can see the sign now. And hello, what do we have here? We have a cabin. Oh yeah, Sherburne Trail. South goes that way toward the long trail heading south. And the Cooper Lodge on Killington Peak. But we are going to take the Pico Spur, I believe it is, up to the summit of Pico Peak. First, I'm going to check out this cabin, so I'll meet you up the spur to the summit. Oh, check this out. We're at the Pico camp. It's like a cabin where you can stay the night if you're hiking on the long trail or its subsidiary trails. Got some bunk beds, enough room to sleep several people. Got like a built-in dinner table and chairs. And windows where you can see the ski slopes of Killington Peak. Pico Peak's big brother. Might have to keep this in the back burner for a future trip. So, this is a pretty nice trip. The trail up, it was fairly scenic, but this right here, this is like the highlight of it so far. Although I don't know what Pico Peak's summit proper entails, so I'm going to take a little break right here and then I'll meet you farther up the Pico Spur, if not the summit. He'll be coming round the mountain when he comes. Can't believe it took us this quickly to get to this point. We haven't even been hiking for an hour and a half. Awesome. Anyway, assuming nothing interesting happens, I will meet you at the summit of 3,957 Pico Peak. Alright, this must be a service road of sorts, or just an incredibly wide ski trail. And we're getting a nice view over toward Killington Peak and Mendon Peak, I believe that is, which is also on the New England 100 highest list too. Pico Spur continues this way. And I'll meet you at the summit, assuming I don't find anything else interesting. Done it. We have reached the true summit of 3,957 foot Pico Peak in the Killington area of central Vermont. Alright, let's get back onto the trail more broken. Trail per se, that it is. Yep, true summit of Pico. Ain't too spectacular. It's mostly access roads and summit buildings. Oh man, it was actually a very, very easy trek to get here for the most part. However, the final 0.4 miles on the Pico Spur were probably more difficult than the first 2.5 miles it took to get to that point. Got Killington over there, Pico's big brother. Let's look around. Nice. Something not too attractive, but the views, hey, I'll take them. Really cold, my hand is starting to freeze. The hand is not holding the iPhone camera, that is. So the distance it was to get here was 3.4 miles with, I'd say, 1,800, 1,900 feet of elevation gain. So far, not too shabby of a hike, although the summit leaves a lot to be desired as far as the development goes. I'm going to take a breather here, and then I'll take my lunch break either here or at the Pico camp. And I'll meet you back at the trailhead, assuming nothing interesting happens. Well, we're back at the trailhead off US Route 4 in Sherburne Pass. Overall, this wasn't a bad hike. I mean, the summit was kind of meh. What do you expect from a summit that's developed for skiing? But the trail up was actually kind of nice. But the Pico shelter, the Pico cabin, was the icing on the cake. I was glad to return here to eat a big meal in the cabin or stay the night, whatever tickles my fancy. And there wasn't much in the way of views, although there were some from the ski slopes, but that's about all. A few minor restricted views off the trail and from the cabin. So anyway, I completely botched the distance when I was showing you the way up. It's 5.8 miles with about 1,900 feet of elevation gain. So from Sherburne Pass and Pico Peak in Vermont, see you on my next adventure. Alright, this is not the official trail, even though it looks like different in the ski area. As you can see, I've fallen into a spruce trap. Now I gotta get myself out and get myself back on track. And once I get myself out, I'll meet you on the real trail, the trail I took up here. I chose this while I was still on a mountain, particularly the Pico Spur. But sliding! That's going in the bloopers.